Good day, family, and all praise to our Father, the Almighty Creator of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm going to show you with Scripture how this vaccine is for us, the children of Israel, courtesy of our captors. I'm going to show you with the same Scripture why our captors are pushing their abomination in a syringe on us. Also, over a year ago, I did a video which included the chapter I'm reading from today, and people said that this prophecy was fulfilled in the time of King Ahaz. That's not true, and I'll prove that with Scripture also. So let's go. If you've watched my past videos about our captors' vaccine, then you know by the words of their own scientist that it isn't a cure for their plague. It doesn't prevent you from getting the virus, which is what a vaccine does. You can still get coronavirus, even after you've received the vaccine. Their own scientists tell us this. That's why you still have to wear a mask after you get vaccinated. Their vaccination only helps with severe symptoms. Their own scientists tell us this also. That being said, we see our captors pushing their vaccine harder and harder on our people. They tell the world that our African American communities are being hit the hardest, which is a lie. In one of my older videos about the vaccine, I said our captors would bring out the coons to persuade us to take the vaccine. What have they done since that video? They've pulled out the black celebrities, black doctors, black healthcare workers, black preachers, black priests, black military officials, the NAACP, and other house slave coons to try to persuade us to get their masters' vaccines. Our captors' mainstream media is constantly telling us that we black people desperately need to take or get the vaccine along with everyone else so we can all return to normal. They tell us that 40% of us are willing to take the vaccine, which is a huge, laughable lie. They put that lie out there to persuade us to take it. We have black people telling us to forget about history and just take the vaccine. Here's the problem. Problem is, we are dying from COVID the least of the other races. We are 40% more likely to walk out of a hospital with no side effects after catching the virus, per their scientist. If you have the Neanderthal gene, which we don't, you're more likely to catch the virus and die from it. A lot of black people that were reported to have the virus didn't even know they had it. They were asymptomatic or carriers. Here's the problem. We don't need their vaccine. Our own bodies seem to have no problem with this virus. Yes, black people are dying from it, but remember, not all skin folk are kinfolk. We know that African Americans aren't dying at a higher rate than the other races. How do we know this? Look at the obituaries. Don't look at their statistics saying we're only 13% of the population, which is another huge lie. Open up the obituaries. When you do that, you'll see who's really dying from this plague, and it ain't us. Here's the scripture, and I believe this is happening right now. The first part of it anyway. My favorite chapter. Isaiah chapter 14. We're going to read 1 through 7, or go through 1 through 7. 1. And Aiah will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. And they shall rest on their land. And the stranger shall be added to them, yea, shall be added to the house of Jacob. And the Gentiles shall take them, and bring them into their place, and they shall inherit them, and they shall be multiplied upon the land for servants and handmaids. And they that took them captives shall become captives to them, and they that had lordship over them shall be under their rule. So this is future prophecy and hasn't happened yet. We'll keep going. 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and vexation, and from thy hard servitude wherein thou didst serve them. Okay, this day is not the great and terrible day of the Almighty Creator. This day is the day that we walk out of here. He will take us away from our sorrow and vexation, and from our hard labor where we served our captors. Where are we currently serving our captors? America. 4. And thou shalt take up this lamentation against the king of Babylon. How has the extortioner ceased, and the taskmaster ceased? Aya has broken the yoke of sinners, the yoke of princes. Their systems are falling apart before their eyes, and they can do nothing about it. They can't collect money the way they did prior to the virus because the Almighty shut everything down. 6. Having smitten a nation in wrath with an incurable plague, smiting a nation with a wrathful plague, which spared them not, he rested in quiet. This is happening right now. Our captors have known for a long time that this time in future history, aka prophecy, was going to come. They knew there would be no cure. Scripture tells us and them that. Our captors know this is soon to be their end. What do? They generate a DNA-changing concoction that they admit isn't a cure and push it on us. Why? To take out as many of us as possible. Not by death of side effects from the vaccine, but by our very being. Once your DNA changes from Most High Creator DNA to captor-created DNA, you are no longer the Most High's creation. You are now a new creation of our captors, an abomination, a new species. Our captors created this for us, and they could care less how many of their own they kill in the process. All throughout their history, they've killed their own to push their agendas. Why would they stop now? They know how many of their people it's going to kill, and it's a number they can live with. Remember, after we walk out of here, they still come to our land to try to take a spoil. Jacob's trouble. Our captors have done studies years before coronavirus came out about a devastating virus that sweeps the world. In the study, the name of the virus is the coronavirus. They did this study years ago. They know what's up. What they've done is declare war. Watch. They're going to do everything they can to get us to take the vaccine. They're going to keep pushing it on us until it backfires. Why? Because they don't have a choice. The ball is already rolling and they can't stop it. What we are witnessing is our captors scrambling in their last days to take out as many of us as they can, and again, they could care less how many of their own they take out. Look and see as our captors worldwide give their middle finger to our Most High Creator. Our captors not only gave him the finger, they're trying worldwide to kill his children by turning us into abominations. The news in America tells everyone to get vaccinated so we can all get back to normal. America, you will never get back to your normal. It only gets worse from here. Watch the wrath of the Almighty Creator. Now, there's 2 new strains that are far more contagious. They say that they aren't more deadly, but that doesn't matter. ICUs are maxed out. Now you have two strains that are going to put far more people in the hospital where there are no beds. That equals far more deaths than we are seeing with the current variants of the coronavirus. Isaiah 14:28. In the year in which King Ahaz died, this word came. This future prophecy was delivered during the time of King Ahaz's death. It didn't happen during his time. 31. Howl, ye gates of cities. Let the cities be troubled and cry, even all the Philistines. For smoke is coming from the north, and there is no possibility of living. Praise the Almighty. When we look at the definition of the word smoke, it reads, this is from H6225, smoke, literally or figuratively, vapor, dust, anger. So smoke or anger is coming from the north. Notice the Almighty Ayah didn't say the farthest north. Do you see? Isaiah 14:32. And what shall the kings of the nations answer? That Ayah has founded Sion, and by him the poor of the people shall be saved. This hasn't happened yet, nor in King Ahaz's time. This prophecy was only delivered during his time. It's going to be fulfilled in our time. Our captors have declared war against the Almighty. The Almighty has a flawless record when it comes to killing heathen nations. What do? Fear the Almighty Ayah. Live righteously. Sit back, wait, and watch the wicked get dealt a blow they can't recover from. An incurable blow. Their vaccine has already failed them. You can see they're desperate in trying to get it into our arms. It's just a matter of time before their trap backfires. Are you spiritually ready for what's next, family? Are you? Clock's ticking, and the Almighty is speeding things up. Are you ready? All praise our Father, the Almighty Creator of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. TikTok.